What's up guys, this is SkyFire, and today I'm going to be bringing you a Source Filmmaker tutorial for those of you who haven't used the program or basically know nothing about how to use it. So before we open up Source Filmmaker, I guess I just want to show you some different resources to consider for if you're doing Halo based animations like I am. So one of them obviously would be the workshop, the Steam workshop. So click browse the workshop. See all this stuff here. There's some Halo stuff you can get on here, so just search Halo. Several different things on here. Mainly the only stuff that's on here is from Halo Reach, Halo 3, and Halo 4. So yeah, there's that. The other place to look if there's something you can't find on here that you really desperately want to find, there is one other place I recommend looking, and it's called SFM Lab. So it's a website. You just type in SFM Lab.com, and it'll pull up this site, and you can search. This is actually where I got the Halo Reach Spartans. So there's that. Before you open up Source Filmmaker, there's actually something you'll want to change if you want to be able to render stuff in 1080, or sorry, in 1080p. So what you'll do is you'll go to Properties. You'll find it in your Steam library. Right click and go to Properties, and you'll go to Set Launch Options. And what you'll type in, -SFM_resolution space 1080, and then you'll close that. And now you can open up Source Filmmaker. Yeah, apparently it's still in beta. So when you open it up, you'll get this pop-up asking you to create a new session. So we'll just name ours Tutorial 1. And mainly you'll probably be choosing between either 30 or 60 FPS, so we'll just do 30 for the purposes of this tutorial. And now, now you'll be at this point where it says no map loaded. So before we load up a map, your window layout is going to be a bit different. It'll probably be something like this. So if you're like me, you're probably going to want that secondary window, or viewport, sorry. So what you can do is you can go up here, click on Windows, and then you can click Secondary Viewport, and it'll pop up here. And what you'll do is you'll click on click and hold on the tab right here, and you can drag it around, and you'll see there are little boxes around the screen. Just drag it to whatever area you want it to be in. So you can just mess around with this a bit. There we go. There, so now I've got that set up. Let's go ahead and load up a map. So you can go on this list and choose we'll just do this one. So, and it'll take a while to load, so you'll have to wait on that.
Nope.
Alright. So now that it's loaded, the first thing you'll probably want to know is to move the camera around, just click on either of the viewports, click and hold, and you can move the mouse to look around, and use the WASD keys to move. And Z and X go up and down. So there's your camera controls. One other thing, if you click and hold while you're moving around, you can change the field of view by moving your scroll wheel up or down.
Scroll wheel!
We'll get into the 3 timeline view editors later, but for now, let's go ahead and get some stuff in here so we can set up our scene for animating. So I guess I'll just do like something basic with like 2 Spartans. So just import a reach Spartan. Pretty much all objects have what's called a root or root transform node. Click on that, and you click on this little arrow icon. Oh, one other thing is to be able to manipulate stuff in a scene, you gotta click on either motion or graph editor. And that'll enable you to mess with stuff in the scene, so click on it and you'll drag it around. To get it to move along like a flat surface, while you have it clicked on, press shift on the keyboard and now you'll see it's moving along the surface. So there's that. Just so we can see better, we'll turn off lighting. Now we've got that. Most characters, or most Spartan characters at least, the way they'll be organized is they'll have skins and or body groups and or skins. The only purpose the skin serves on the Reach Spartans is to enable or disable those lights on their armor that they're like the shield indicators in game. So we'll just leave that alone, and the helmets are a bit weird with the Reach Spartans. I'll explain that in a minute, but for now, just give them a bit of custom armor. Alright, so we have that set up. Now, to get a helmet on, this is actually something you'll want to know that'll be useful to do for like a bunch of other things in SFM. We'll just use this helmet. We'll see we've got a headless Spartan and a helmet over here. How do we put them together? Well, what you'll want to do is click the plus sign next to your Spartan. You'll click on the plus sign next to unknown. You'll see you have all these little points of articulation on here. Sorry. You'll see one that's called B helmet. You'll notice our commando helmet over here has the same thing. So what you'll want to do is click and drag this one on top of this one. What that does is it locks the helmet to wherever the Spartan armor is. So you'll see as I... Oops, no. Sorry. That's what I meant to do. You'll see as I drag it around now, the helmet moves along with it, but it's still not attached. Well, there's a convenient and easy way of finally locking it onto the spot there. So what you'll do is you'll click on the commando helmet's B helmet point. You'll see something here that says 0. What you'll do with that is you'll click and drag to the right until you see the helmet is where it should be on this Spartan right here. So there you have that. So now we've got a Spartan that's armored up somewhat, but he still looks kind of bland, you know? He's not colored. Color? Speaking of which, there are 2 methods to coloring things in SFM. One is using a script off of the workshop, but that only allows you to pick one color, and it's not very efficient, at least in my opinion. The method I've come up with, what you'll do, for whatever you want to color, you'll right-click on that object and click Add Override Materials. You'll right-click again, go down to Show in Element Viewer and click Model. And it'll bring up this list here. You'll see this thing, Materials, right here. Click the plus sign, and you'll see a list of all the textures it's using. So depending on what texture goes with what, you'll right-click on it, and for whatever texture you're wanting to color, you'll right-click on it, go to Add Attribute, and scroll down to Color. Click on that, and you're gonna name it $color. Oops, sorry, color 2. And you'll see his arms just turned black. That's how you know that it worked. So we'll just make him green, because why not? Or actually, sorry about that. Moving on, so I'll just go through and color a bunch of this. Now our Spartan looks a little more unique with his painted armor now, so. But now you know what every soldier needs, is a gun, so we'll go to create animation set for new model, and we'll find a gun to give him. The same way as we glued the helmet onto the Spartan, we'll do the same thing with the gun. But actually, before we do that, most character models come with a rigging script, but you'll have to check because not all of them do. Now we have him rigged, so it's easier to mess with all the articulation points and stuff. Go down, so we have his right hand selected, and we'll open up our MA37, or the articulation points on it. You'll see it says B gun right here, so what we'll do is we'll glue the hand to the gun. Or should I be saying that the other way around? Oh well. And like before, we'll zero it we'll zero it over, and then just rotate it and move it around a bit so it looks more like he's carrying it. And there you go. Now we have a guy kind of carrying an assault rifle. So now, we can add other stuff to this scene, so we'll give him a little barrier here. For like a firefight scene, I guess. Now I've got a soldier standing behind a barrier with a gun, so, you know, actually, I should have explained this earlier. You click this to move and this to rotate stuff at certain points, so, like you saw when I was messing with the barrier, I clicked on this so that I could rotate it around like so, along these different axes, whatever. So you've got that. I think that about wraps up this portion of the tutorial. So in the next video I'll cover like more of the advanced stuff, like getting characters posed and stuff like that. So I think that about does it. So this has been SkyFire, and I will see you guys later.